Mobile television production facilities for this broadcast are made possible by a grant from Walmart. Walmart, with their location on the White Horse Pike in Somerdale.
You're watching Sterling High School Channel 19, winner of the Mid-Atlantic Emmy Award for the Best Live Game Broadcast. Serving Hynella, Wild Springs, Magnolia, Somerdale, and Stratford.
And welcome to Sterling Channel 19. Today we have wrestling action from the castle here. Friday Night Wrestling. Sterling Silver Knights will take on the Audubon Green Wave. You can see the records there on your screen. Take a look at the Colonial Patriot standings. Audubon at the top of the division. They're 2-0 in the division. 3-3 overall, followed by Gateway, and then Sterling there. Currently does not have a match had in the division, but they are 1-3 overall, and then followed by Haddon Heights. And you can see here, Sterling is 1-3. They're third in the Colonial Patriot division. Offense putting up 28 points a match, and you can take a look at Audubon. They're putting up 40 points a match. It's first in the Tri-County Patriot. And our first match is underway. We'll be starting at 175 tonight. For Sterling, it is Anthony Gogolski. And for Audubon, it looks to be Gabriel McGuckin. Match is underway.
Get it tight, get it tight. Tie up wrist, hang chest up, hips low. Hang chest up, hips low. Tie his wrist up, tie his circle to wrist.
Shot in by McGuckin. Well defended there by Gogolski. Is now Mr. Schulz joins me here. Good to have you with us, Mr. Schulz.
Way to get a start there, Jacob. This is your area of expertise, wrestling. So I think I'm just going to sit back and just listen to you. Maybe talk a little bit.
All right. Here's Gogolski. Spins behind. Awarded 2 there for the takedown. McGuckin trying to sit out here. Standing to his feet. Gogolski has a leg in there. And good mat awareness from Anthony Gogolski to work himself out of bounds. Going to take another look at it right here. Gogolski spins behind, gets the 2. Throws that claw in there to trap down on the right arm of McGuckin. 101 remains in this first period. Gogolski getting set. Works inside. McGuckin attempting to stand up. Gogolski applies forward pressure now.
Left hip down, left hip down, left hip down. Heel out up, heel out up. Push up. Now up. I'm catching you a little.
McGuckin looking to stand up here and is able to. 1 point awarded to McGuckin there for the escape. 2-1. Gogolski leads this match.
Stop touching the head. Stop touching the head. Gotta wing inside. You're outside. Left hand in. Left hand in.
Gogolski attempts a duck under there. Unsuccessful. And now McGuckin seems to be controlling the tie. Gogolski pops out of it, takes a double leg, drives forward. Good defense there by McGuckin. He tries the high hip over. Now trying to spin around. McGuckin in a pretty good spot here, and time expires there. Going to take another look at this right here. As McGuckin was controlling the tie. Good shot there by Gogolski, just unable to finish it. He runs forward, can't get his head out to the side and drive. Set up McGuckin in a pretty good position. Time expired in that first period. Gogolski will be on bottom to start. McGuckin is set. Caution awarded to McGuckin. That is his first.
And Anthony Gogolski's grandfather was the midget wrestling coach for Overbrook in the 70s and 80s. So he's got a good lineage of wrestling.
Huge history in the Gogolski family. As Gogolski was just in a bad position, now turned it into a good one. He's got that half in there. Gogolski with the reversal, now looking for the pin. He's got the half in. And he lost it, but a nice job there. And Gogolski back down to the mat and forces McGuckin out. That was heck of a situation there for Anthony Gogolski. You see McGuckin had the hands locked, was looking for the cradle, and Gogolski powers his way through it and almost put McGuckin on his back.
What a difference in Anthony Gogolski from last year as a freshman wrestling around this weight, maybe a little bit lighter, but definitely seems just more confident. And I always say, as you get older, you mature into your body, and he looks impressive out here.
Gogolski only a sophomore. He leads this match currently 4-2 over Gabriel McGuckin. McGuckin also a sophomore. Here's Gogolski. He's got control of the leg. Let's go, resets. McGuckin, bit of a sloppy shot there. Gogolski potentially could run something here. Nothing doing. Less than a minute remains in this second period. Gogolski and McGuckin now controlling the time. McGuckin looks for a high crotch there, no good. Good sprawl by Gogolski. Nothing. McGuckin for an outside single, well defended by Gogolski. And a stall warning is assessed to Anthony Gogolski. That's his first. Gogolski wasn't having much forward motion, wasn't working to create any offense, and the official hits him with the stall there. Good call by the official. Short time here in this second period. McGuckin shoots an outside single, and Gogolski is awarded 2 at the end of the period, and that will put him up 6-2. Right at the buzzer, we're going to take one more look at this. Good shot defense from Anthony Gogolski. Good shot there by McGuckin. Really good sprawl from Gogolski. And now McGuckin will be on defense or the bottom position here.
Jacob, you're up right now. Say you're in his Anthony Gogolski's shoes. You're up 6-2. Are you against a pretty good wrestler? Are you trying for the pin, or you just want to ride it out and win the match?
Well, if you ride it out, it's that one stall call, you could get hit with another, and then too many, you give points to your opponent. So you got to be looking to just keep moving forward, keep being a little bit aggressive, but not too aggressive to where you put yourself into a bad position.
Right.
McGuckin fires a shot. Here's Gogolski. McGuckin was awarded 1 point on the escape. It's now 6-3. Gogolski still leading. McGuckin shoots a double. Well defended by Gogolski. Gogolski now controlling the tie. And they work themselves out of bounds.
Gogolski's really impressive at handling McGuckin's shots, it looks like. You call it defending, and it's impressive to watch him wrestle this year. I know he's coming here at 6-3, so really off to a solid start.
Gogolski with wrist control here. And now goes back into the collar tie.
McGuckin looks tired right now.
Yes. 6 minutes might not seem like a long time, but when you're out there, it sure is the longest 6 minutes of your life. That's
And there
for
hasn't
sure.
been they've both been going at each other. There hasn't been much just leaning and
Bouncing around. They've
Yeah,
been going at it. You
they're
said it,
going
Mr.
at it
Schultz.
almost like you would see in the lower weights.
And there you see, Gogolski was hit with a stall. McGuckin is awarded 1 point, and now Gogolski rolls out of a takedown. If Gogolski gets taken down, the match is tied. Less than 30 seconds remain, now 20 seconds remain. Good job by Anthony Gogolski. And Gogolski now has to be careful not to get hit with another stall call or McGuckin gets another point. Gonna take a look at this. McGuckin had him for a second. Gogolski rolls out of it, no points awarded there. And we're back. Audubon fans are calling for a stall on Gogolski. McGuckin shoots. Well defended by Gogolski. And that'll do it. Anthony Gogolski victorious in a 6-4 decision. That'll put the Knights up 3-0 as a team.
And obviously the key to that match was Gogolski getting the points, doing what he needed to do, but I think more importantly was how he fought off the shots from McGuckin, and especially that takedown where he spun himself out of it.
That could have been
impressive.
very dangerous, very fast for Gogolski. A good job of working himself out. Sterling, the first one to send out their wrestler for the 190 weight class. They send out Kenny McArdle.
Kenny McArdle coming off a knee injury, a serious knee injury, and just making his way back. Good to see him out there.
Here's Sam Myers, the junior, taking on McArdle. 190 bout begins here. You're going to see a lot of locking up, a lot of ties, a lot of working up top, trying to set up shots like right here, we have right now. Who's going to control the tie is definitely going to be important in this 190 bout. Both fighting for inside control now. They reset. McArdle works back center. Trying to get low, trying to snap him down is McArdle. You know, Mr. Schultz, that's a good strategy, especially for some of the heavier weights. Snapping down, trying to snap your opponent down from the collar tie can be effective.
And it looks like that's what Gogolski did on some of the shots. He pushed McGuckin down in that match.
Myers awarded 2. Let's take another look at it right here. Sort of just runs himself into a shot. Really not orthodox there. Sort of just ran right into it. Worked out for him and eventually went out of bounds with McArdle. 57.5 seconds remain here. Myers is awarded a caution. That's his first. Caution is awarded when you move before the whistle. 3 cautions, and I believe it's 1 point for your opponent. 2 stallings, as we saw in the last match, is 1 point for your opponent.
You know you're wrestling, Jacob. Doing an excellent job.
Myers doing a nice job of controlling those underhooks for a little bit there. Now he's trying to spiral Ryan McArdle down, and odd series of events there is Myers' body sort of just fell off McArdle. McArdle with the reversal ties this match up at 2.
And there they always say, get up on your hands and knees, and that put McArdle in position to do what he did right there.
Yeah, good job by Kenny McArdle. Knees sliding up, getting to a base, and eventually going to work. And now McArdle trying to go to work from top. He's got a half in. He's going to run it with some short time, hoping to get some backs. McArdle now getting the back points. Has enough time for the pin, and he gets it. Kenny McArdle with the first period pin. That'll put the Knights up 9-0 in a team score. Winner by pinfall, Kenny McArdle in the 190 bout. We're going to take another look at it.
Boy, what a great job by Kenny McArdle fighting the clock here, and ultimately is able to get that pin.
And watch on your screen how he readjusts. He readjusted himself to move back and eventually get Myers' shoulders. We're going to take a look at this. Watch. He moves back over. You see that movement right there. He moves back over and are able to readjust himself and eventually gets the pin.
And it looks like he took away, with his legs, he took away Myers' leverage. And I guess that enabled him to really control the upper part of Myers' body, which ultimately, as you said, Jacob got the pin.
Drew Krause coming out at 2:15 for the Knights. Believe it is Scott Lynch for the Audubon Green Wave.
Lynch coming in at 8-1. Really coming out aggressive.
Having a fantastic senior season so far at 2:15. He's one of their better wrestlers here today. He's already got a takedown. Krause doing a good job staying at his base here, but is eventually broken down. Lynch has a half in. He's going to try and work it.
And Lynch is doing a good job with his leverage right here, and he's got Krause in a tough spot.
That's a really good turn from a pretty simple move in the half right there. Half Nelson. Krause is doing a phenomenal job fighting here and can fight no longer as a quick pin for Scott Lynch. He'll move to 9-1, make this a 9-6 team score. Winner by pinfall, Scott Lynch in the 2:15 bout.
Boy, Lynch was impressive, in control from the get-go, and came out with a plan and obviously executed it to get the pin. And Audubon draws within 3, Sterling up 9-6 in team points.
Nico Jeline coming out, the junior, 8-1 on the season, taking on Jacob Dutil, the junior, in the heavyweight bout. And Dutil comes out strong off the get-go. Jeline, though, one of the more experienced wrestlers on this team. He's been wrestling through the feeder program since he was in kindergarten.
Wow. And I distinctly remember them saying throughout the feeder program when he was there, he was a smaller kid, but really hit a growth spurt. And
we were, fun fact, Mr. Schultz, we were around the same weight in 6th grade, and then the next year he just shot up and kept on growing, and I unfortunately stopped.
You hung in there. You're growing just at a little slower pace. You're taking your time.
Jeline is taken down. Dutil now with 2 points. And now Dutil trying to run an armbar. Jeline trying to work out of it. Close to the edge of the mat here. Jeline's stuck in a tough spot.
Yeah, especially when you got a big body in control of the upper part. And really, you see Jeline exerting a lot of energy.
And Jeline down on pinfall. We're going to take another look at this. This is a nice job just using that strength there by Jacob Dutil. He's victorious on pinfall there. Dutil wins by pin, puts the Green Wave up by 3 in the team score, 12-9 your team score. And Sterling will have to forfeit these 2 weights as Rocco Monteferti and Louis Stinger will be victorious by forfeit. So that will increase the Green Wave lead just a little bit.
Yeah, and that's tough when you're giving points away at the lighter weights. You know, for a while, Sterling was competitive in those weights, but right now they're definitely struggling. And I don't have to tell you, but this is a tough conference to be weak in certain areas and have to give up points.
Absolutely. West Effort, good wrestling program. Haddonfield, good wrestling program.
Collingswood
with a good wrestling program. Gateway has a good wrestling program.
And of course, Paulsboro
is the top of the list.
30 years they went from, I think, 1976 to almost 30 years, or it might have been 30 years. They went through that time without losing a conference match. Then they ended up losing to Collingswood.
Sean Amon versus Blaise LaFrance. This is a very familiar matchup as these guys met a lot in the middle school years throughout the feeder programs. These guys were always around the same weight. They know each other pretty well. Both fantastic wrestlers at the lighter weights. Now wrestling 120 here. Good job by LaFrance working his way out. And They work out of bounds. And now we're going to see a lot of quickness take over, especially at these lighter weights.
Absolutely.
From 120 to 132, you're going to see a lot of speed over strength compared to the 190 to 285 weight class.
Yeah, the big guys, when they go down, they don't bounce up too quick. Sometimes they stay down there for a while. These guys bounce up and down.
Amon is in on a single leg. Good wizard there by LaFrance. LaFrance is in on a single leg. Amon trying to get a wizard in there. He's in a bit of a tough spot, but needs to know where he's at. LaFrance trying to pull him in. And good athleticism there by Amon to force his way out. And I believe there was a stall there that was awarded to Sean Amon. Ended up giving LaFrance a point. 30 seconds remain here in this first period. LaFrance up 1-0 over Sean Amon, the senior. High crotch taken, no good.
Drive his elbows inside. Love the head. That sweep's coming again. Get ready for the
10 seconds remain in this first period between Amon and LaFrance at this 120-pound bout. Audubon will defer, giving Sterling the choice for the second period. Amon chooses defense. Amon stands up and is run out of bounds quickly by LaFrance. Taking a look at this, Amon explodes up, and a good job by LaFrance. Mat awareness and a good mat return there, Mr. Schulz. Here's Amon. He's trying to sit out now. Nothing doing. Reaches back.
Good job getting up on his knees, though. We say this is the big step in trying to get a possible escape.
LaFrance trying to roll the wrist to break down Amon. Amon right now has a base, but a lot of forward pressure from LaFrance. And LaFrance now has a 2-on-1. He's going to try and run a tilt. Rolls through it. And now back to that 2-on-1 on Amon's left arm. Driving forward is LaFrance. Good forward pressure here.
Okay, so for a second I thought Amon was going to get out of it with that when he spun him, but LaFrance is doing a good job, as you said, pressing down and securing him.
LaFrance keeping that left arm of Amon tight with the 2-on-1 on Amon's left wrist. And now he goes to a 1-on-1 on each side. Rolls those wrists, now has legs in. And this, if you're not careful, Mr. Schulz, can end up bad for LaFrance. Lucky Amon gets out of it, because once those legs get in, it's tough to get mobility from the hips down.
Yeah, and you could get tangled up, lose your leverage, get spun, and then
end up on your back.
Gets on top. And I know we saw, it was a heavier weight, it's just different, but you saw Jolene have, the other wrestler, have total control of the upper part of his body. And you have the whole body's weight on the upper part of the body. It's tough.
Less than 30 seconds here. LaFrance doing a phenomenal job riding it out on top. And LaFrance has that left leg of Amon trapped. A phenomenal use of the legs from Blaise LaFrance in this second period. Really nullified any effort that Amon had to try and escape, and the score will remain 1-0.
So you're saying what he's doing is using the legs to negate Amon's ability to use the lower part of his body, basically?
That's correct. He's throwing his legs in between and leg riding him, so the fact that he has less mobility from his hips down. It's a very advanced move, especially at this level. You see it a lot. You see it a lot at the college level. You see a few guys run it here. There's a good mat return from Sean Amon.
You can see that it seems like the more technical wrestlers use the lower part of their body as well as the upper part of the body, and it's definitely a neat thing to see.
If you know how to throw legs, it's definitely more power to you. As Amon is holding onto that leg, and we're going to get potentially dangerous here from our official. 126 remains here in the third period of this 120 match. And a smart coaching decision there from Coach Desmond Wiggins. Now all Amon needs to do is have a takedown, and he ties the match. Amon has to be the aggressor. Not the best of shots there. And that will put LaFrance ahead 4-0, digging the hole even more for Sean Amon.
Use your head. Use your head, you guys. Use that shoulder pressure. Keep walking that leg out. Elevate it.
And you can see right here with that right leg,
Get that elbow to his body.
LaFrance is using that right leg and hooks it in between Amon's left leg to try and nullify movement from the lower half.
Now, as you're doing that, can you plant your own leverage and also use the lower part of your body as you're negating his, or is it more just to negate his?
That's sort of the point. You can run moves with that, but it is, if you're not exactly sure what you're doing, it can be dangerous. As you
get caught up.
You can get you can get too high on your leverage and end up putting yourself in a bad spot and end up on your back. As now Amon is getting turned. Good half there from LaFrance. Back points being awarded. There's 2 backs down on the table now. LaFrance looking for the third and maybe the pin. 5 seconds remain. Amon trying to save team points and not get pinned here, and is successful. A bit of a scare there for Sean Amon, but it will be.
But LaFrance is piling up the points. LaFrance.
It'll be
the junior.
LaFrance winning by decision, 6-0 the score in that match. Extends Audubon's lead to 27-9. As now we move down to 126. Coming out for the Knights is Joseph Rogers, the sophomore. He's 1-3 on the season. And coming out for the Green Wave is Rocco Noche. Here is Rogers. Rogers in on a shot, deep in on that single leg, unable to finish. Good defense there, and Rogers using his strength for that takedown.
Guys, they bumped up. This is Blaise LaFrance here.
Oh, excuse me, this is LaFrance. And LaFrance able to turn him. And LaFrance pins Joseph Rogers. Gonna take another look at this. Rogers with a strong takedown there. And LaFrance, good job. Barrel rolling out of that. Gets himself his own takedown.
And it didn't seem like LaFrance really got, the body never went to mount. He bounced up on his hands and legs, got up high, and that led him to spin around and ultimately get the pin.
Gonna take another look at it. Close to the edge of the mat. As now we've begun the 132 match. Rafiq Sandoval taking on Tyler Perozzi.
Move his head and then shoot. Move his head. Move his head.
Audubon leads the team score 33-9.
Clear the elbows. You're all right there.
And a nice job of changing his level there and getting in on a shot against Sandoval. Sandoval doing a nice job. Sprawling. Perozzi lost his headgear. And Perozzi comes out the back door there. has himself in a good position, and a strong takedown against Sandoval puts Perosi up 2-0. And we've now got a whistle for Perosi to get his headgear back, but that's a nice job. Nothing much Sandoval can do is he just has to bounce on that one leg, and eventually that leg is going to get run down, and Perosi didn't even trip him. He just happened to fall with the amount of force that Perosi drove into the ground, and now looks like the headgear is broken. They're going to have to switch it out for Tyler Perosi, the sophomore.
And Jacob, you said that it's probably neat because, you know, we do games and we try to prepare and learn about some of the other teams. We're talking about basketball or whatever other sport we're doing. This is probably nice for you because you've seen these guys, a lot of these guys wrestle. We're talking about some of the Sterling guys, so you definitely know a lot more. You're just naturally more prepared just because of your situation.
Yeah, I've seen them. I wrestled with a lot of these guys through the feeder program. Everybody works hard, and it's just nice to see them come out and compete at the high school level. Headgear situation all sorted out. He's going to stick with the original pair. Here's Sandoval. Explodes up. Perosi now in control. Sandoval reaching back for that leg. And he explodes up, and great call there by the official. That could have ended very badly, potentially dangerous. When you see the official go with the one hand behind his head, that's signaling potentially dangerous. Not to be confused with the two hands behind the head for the full Nelson.
Okay, so it had to do with that. Didn't have as much to do with him being lifted, his legs being lifted, or is that part?
It had to do with him completely being airborne.
Yeah. Okay.
And Perosi has a cradle in now. Nice shot by Sandoval rolling through. And Perosi was in a bad position there for a second. Now Sandoval has to hip through. If he can hip through here, he can change the, and he does. But Perosi stays in control. What a crazy sequence of events here with short time in this first period. Perosi sticking in control. He's getting back points on Sandoval. 10 seconds remain in this first period. 2 backs awarded. We're going to take another look at this. Nice job by Perosi rolling through with that cradle. He had it locked up for a while. And it is now a 4-0 advantage Perosi with 8.9 seconds remaining in this first period.
If you're caught in a cradle, how do you get out of it?
You got to apply a lot of pressure on the grip itself by kicking your knee and putting your hands on that leg that's kicking and trying to hope to break the grip. Hopefully the guy you're going against doesn't have a strong grip and lets go and allows you to belly down.
Okay. See, I learn all this as I work with you, but unfortunately, because I'm old, at the end of the season, I forget everything and I got to relearn it again. So don't get mad when I ask you the same questions next year.
No worries, Mr. Schulz.
You feel like you're all ready and know as much as you need to know at the end of the season, and then it's over, and you just have to start all over again the following season.
If it makes you feel any better when it comes time for standardized testing, I'm definitely going to have some geometry questions for you, and we already went over that.
It happens. We don't retain. We tell everybody this. Nobody retains as much as they used to because we don't use that part of our brain anymore. We don't have to memorize phone numbers. We don't have to think when we're driving with directions. It's all told to us.
Perosi locked up another cradle here on Sandoval. And that'll do it.
Well, he stuck with it, and really was committed to that move, and it paid off for him.
Tyler Perosi victorious. We're going to take another look at the cradle for the pin as Brandon Rebecca comes out for the Knights, 138 pounds. He'll be taking on Giovanni Patti, the sophomore for the Audubon Green Wave. Audubon leads this match as a team by 30.
Now go through what, obviously we have two different body builds here, a tall, lanky Rebecca and shorter.
Good low-level single there by Brandon Rebecca. He's going to try and come out the back door.
And Rebecca being a taller guy, what are some of the advantages and disadvantages that he faces?
Well, the advantage for Rebecca is something that he just used right there, is he has the ability to use that length of his to be further away from his opponent. You just saw him dive for the low-level single. And that'll be a full Nelson on Rebecca. Referee motion for a full Nelson there, so Patty will be awarded 1 point. Or excuse me, it was on Patty, so Rebecca is awarded 1 point. The disadvantage, however, is you might not be as strong as somebody who's short and stocky, and you definitely want to avoid the collar tie.
And they can get lower quicker, I guess, too.
Yeah, definitely shorter to the ground, but Rebecca has the advantage because he has that length. He can distance himself from the opponent, as Patty was awarded 2, now 2-1, Patty leads. Take a look at this, Rebecca trying to fight it off, and a good job by Patty, just penetrating and getting around the corner for the 2 there. Audubon coach now discussing with the official about the previous call. But definitely at these lower weights, there you see a lot of different body combinations. We're going to take another look at the takedown from Patty here, but a lot of different body combinations. You would have a guy like me who was super tall and lanky and didn't have a lot of muscle to him, going up against guys who were 3 inches shorter than me, but were built like Mack trucks. And
so you can relate to what Rebecca probably goes through in a lot of these matches.
Brandon Rebecca does have a lot more strength than I did. That's for sure. Rebecca explodes up, got to get his hips away. And a good mat return there from Patty. And Rebecca works his way out of bounds. That was a good job there. Had that first move ready, exploded up with the stand-up, and Patty with a pretty solid mat return, got his legs so he couldn't get away. Rebecca now just has to get his hips away. Great mat return there from Giovanni Patty, and now Rebecca has to build his base. Good work there from Giovanni Patty. Less than 40 seconds remain. Patty trying to get a turn here. Rebecca has to work back to his base. Successful in getting back to his base. Good job knee sliding up by Rebecca. Patty looking for a half. Patty now looked like he was trying to run an armbar for a second, and he is trying to run that armbar. Good job by Rebecca rolling through, as that armbar was not well thrown in there. We're going to take another look at this here. Good mat return there from Patty. And then nice job by Rebecca rolling through, and he eventually got to his base. Giovanni Patty leads 2-1 over Brandon Rebecca in this 132 match at the end of the first period.
And as I have asked you, and obviously different matches are in different situations as they go into the third period. What's Rebecca's key here, being down?
Being down, he's got to look to score points, and especially he's on top. So if Patty gets out, he's now down by only a takedown. It's not a huge deficit, but still would like to not get into a deficit, or worse than the deficit, I should say. Rebecca, nice breakdown there. The junior 1-5 on the season. He's got Patty flat. Looked like he was trying to run a ball and chain there, but to no avail. Patty builds his base back. Good job breaking him flat with Rebecca. He has that 2-on-1. Good chop of the arm there. And Rebecca working the ball and chain. This is one of those setups where you can do almost anything you like once you have it, Mr. Schulz. You can run a tilt, you can run a half, you can run a claw. There's a lot of different options for getting back points once you have that ball and chain in. But now Patty with the reversal, and he catches Rebecca in a bad position. And Rebecca trying to fight his way out of it, and cannot. And Giovanni Patty will go to 4-4 on the season. We're going to take another look at this. Rebecca just gets caught in a bad position here. Patty takes advantage, has the half already lined up, and that was all she wrote, Mr. Schulz.
And once they get in full control of the upper part of the body, with all the weight pressed down on it, there's not much Rebecca could do in that situation.
Going to take another look at it here, just stuck in a bad position, and a nice job hipping up from Patty. Into a 144 weight class. Nathan McClarney, the senior, coming out against John Scorlelli of Audubon. Scolari, also a senior. He's 3-5 compared to McClarney's 1-5. Scolari tried for a reshot there. Seeing a lot of speed, a lot of up-tempo in this match. McClarney fakes a shot there. Pace is slowed down just a bit. McClarney tried for an outside single there, no avail. Reshot from Scolari, no good. And these guys are doing a phenomenal job of defending each other's shots. And Scolari is doing a good job of, when McClarney shoots, is reshooting himself. And there's a nice job there by McClarney. Good sequence for both wrestlers there. Scolari gets in on a good blast double, and you see McClarney just flips himself back over for no points. Well done by both wrestlers. Good shot from Scolari, great defense from McClarney. They stay neutral and no score.
And the first time anybody's really been able to get in there on a shot, you said both of them were, to that point, were defending the shots very well.
Great defense there from McClarney once again. Another shot from Scolari. Deep in on this shot, good defense from McClarney once again. Shot defense from Nate McClarney has been superb so far to begin this first period. Another shot, that one was a little half-hearted from Scolari. Scolari has definitely been the one that's been more offensive, but some of these shots he's taking don't really need to be taken.
So you're saying he could be expounding a little bit more energy than he should.
Yes.
And could come back to harm in the third period.
Potentially. Five seconds remain in this first period. Another shot from Scolari. They run out of bounds. 0.8 ticks left on the clock.
Now, obviously some coaches are more vocal than other coaches. As a wrestler out there, how much are you really hearing?
You do know your coach's voice a lot, and especially working with Coach Desmond Wiggins. He's a very vocal coach. This is his first year as the coach for Sterling. He was a part of the middle school program for a long time, a part of the high school program for some time with Coach O'Donnell as an assistant. As we're going to get a caution on Scolari here, that's his first. But his voice is very distinct, and he's always clapping. That's like his thing. He's clapping, you can hear him. He's very animated, as we saw with Coach Behringer. He's animated just like Coach Behringer is on the sideline. Off the mat, you can see Coach Wiggins. He's very animated, and his love for the sport is unmatched compared to any guy I think I've ever met. Scolari with an escape, that'll put him ahead in this match. 1-0. And Mr. Schulz, McClarney needs some offense. We saw that great defense as we take a replay there. Good job getting his hips away and breaking that grip from McClarney for the escape.
And the 1-0 lead here with 1:23 remaining in this second period.
Here's McClarney. Good wrist control from Scolari. Both are working for wrist control right now. McClarty thought about an outside single.
Circle sweep. Pull to it. Pull his hand to it.
And right now, working outside the tie, wrist control is very important, as there's a lot you can do with the wrist. You can pull a guy in and take a shot. You can pop his hands up and take a shot where he's caught off guard. There's a lot you can do simply with just wrist control. It sets up a lot. Not much from McClarty or Scalori offensively this period, but Scalori does lead with that escape 1-0.
What would be an example of a move you could go to from the wrist control?
And stalling is now put on McClarty. But to answer your question, Mr. Schulz, if you have a wrist, you can pull a guy's leg closer to you to hit an outside single. You can throw a wrist by to take a high crotch or a double leg. There's a lot of offensive moves that you can work, especially at this weight class, as Scalori just did. He's got a single leg in right now. McClarty trying to fend over the crossface with short time and does so. Another great shot defense right there from Nathan McClarty. And time expires in this second period. Scalori leads 1-0. McClarty just fantastic shot defense, Mr. Schulz.
And I believe this was the match you said early on you saw one of the wrestlers make the unnecessary shots, correct? So
yes,
it'll be interesting to see in this third period if that could lead to possibly running out of gas, for lack of a better way of saying it.
The third period definitely comes down to really who wants it more. Both guys are tired. Both guys' conditioning is going to show off, but it really comes down to who wants the match more if it's a tight one like this.
And this is why a couple of wrestlers we've had on, they said, who played football, say the wrestling workouts are so much more difficult because you're conditioning from the moment you start to the moment you finish.
McClarty,
everything you're doing.
McClarty needs an escape. He has 1:30 to do so. Finally works up to his feet. He's just got to get his head away. Got his hips away, and he had it for a split second. And you saw Coach Desmond Wiggins on the sideline, real animated. The passion he has for his guys and the sport is unmatched. McClarty has to get his head off the mat.
And a lot of his advice probably has to do with knowing their strengths and weaknesses of his own wrestlers since he's known them for so long.
Absolutely. He's known guys like Gogolski, McArdle, and Jaleen for a very long time. Since at least they were in middle school. 6th, 7th graders. McClarty needs an escape point here. He's got 30 seconds to do it. He's got, Coach Wiggins is looking for him to continue to circle, and he could not. McClarty with 20 seconds. Scalori with a good job working and containing McClarty on the top. McClarty tries to roll out. He needs an escape. He's got 4 seconds. Can he do it? He cannot. Trying to get a little too fancy at the end, and Scalori arises victorious 1-0 for John Scalori. We're going to take another look at that. McClarty had it for a second. If he would have just let go and faced, he would have got that one escape point and sent it into overtime. One more look. That was a good job of barrel rolling out of that.
So that's where, right when our clip ended, he needed to get the escape at that point, but just wasn't able to do it.
The match for 150, Joel Small and Aiden McGuckin. We had Gabriel McGuckin wrestle 175 now. Aiden McGuckin, who is a senior, he's 5-2 for the Green Wave, taking on the true freshman in Joel Small. Another one of the wrestlers through the feeder program. There was a shot from Small. They worked their way out of bounds.
Impressive. Not looking at a 4-2 record, but for a freshman, At a relatively higher weight, 150, you're not wrestling a lot of freshmen at that weight. You're wrestling, in a lot of cases, some upperclassmen, at least sophomores, probably some juniors.
Good shot there from Small, but can he finish it? He's in a bit of a tough position, and that's a bit of an advanced move there from McGuckin. McGuckin gets the takedown.
And in this case, you're wrestling McGuckin, a senior.
And Small is just so naturally strong that he holds his own at this 150 weight class. Take another look at the scramble there, and then the eventual takedown by McGuckin. And now Small looking to go to work against McGuckin. McGuckin also looking for a breakdown. Small at his base. And a good job there. And you see, you take a look, he had a leg for a second. I don't know if you can see it, Mr. Schultz, but that right leg of McGuckin was hooked to one of the legs of Small, and that's what I'm talking about. That throwing of legs really prohibits and restricts movement from the lower half in some areas. Short time, less than 15 seconds remain here in this first period. McGuckin leads over Small 2-0. Team score 48-9 in favor of the Green Wave. McGuckin leads this one 2-0. Choice to Sterling. Sterling does not defer, and they select defense for Small. And sometimes the coach will tell you what you're going to be doing. You're going to be on bottom, top, or neutral. Sometimes, if he has enough trust in you, he'll let you decide for your own. And most of the time, if you're smart enough, you'll agree with the coach.
Yeah. And I guess a younger guy, too, they're more likely to have the coaches recommend what he should do.
Absolutely, especially for a true freshman like Small. Good mat return from McGuckin we just saw a moment ago. McGuckin looking to run a half. He has one-on-ones on the wrists. Now, potentially looking for an arm bar. Goes for that far knee, far ankle, and Small, and they now work out of bounds. And the biggest adjustment, especially being a true freshman, is really wrestling and getting those 6-minute matches under your belt. Because in the middle school level, you wrestle periods that are 1 minute, 1 minute and 30 seconds, 1 minute and 30 seconds. And now you come out here, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, and it just feels like so much longer.
Wow, that is a big difference. And he's going against a senior here, too.
Small able to escape, makes McGuckin's lead a 1-point advantage. McGuckin in on a single leg, switches it to a double. Good job by Small defending. Now he's trying to out-muscle McGuckin, and he cannot. Lucky to stay neutral there. Take another look at this. He has that arm underneath and tries to punch it through, and McGuckin just using that senior strength, I guess you could say, and really out-muscled Small there. And you don't see that happen too often with Joel Small. As you can see, he's one muscular dude.
Definitely solidly built, no question about it.
We have blood time here. McGuckin is bleeding, getting cleaned up by Sean Klink.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. You know, you see somebody like Small right now having success as a freshman. It'll be interesting to see what the future holds. You know, as he, we always say, matures into his body and just learns more each year. Now, let me ask you this. You know, you hear about a lot of people going to wrestling camps. Did you ever go on to wrestling camps in the summertime?
I had never been to a wrestling camp, but they are beneficial. I know that we used to do one under Coach O'Donnell where they would have the guys go to Kutztown University and spend a week there, but I was playing baseball all throughout the summer, so I just didn't have the opportunity to get on one of those fantastic wrestling camps.
And that's a good thing, playing. I like what you're doing. I like playing multiple sports. And,
you burn out, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And these breaks here are pivotal, especially for Small, who doesn't have that experience totally yet, and the stamina of a 6-minute match under his belt.
I never knew that. You definitely enlightened me there, and that is That's a significant amount of time difference.
Here is Small and McGuckin. They're both neutral now. 45 seconds remain. Both are now they work back into the tie, and you're going to see these guys are strong. They're going to try and muscle using the collar ties. Good shot by Small. Great defense by McGuckin. And Small is wise to reset there. "12 seconds remain. McGuckin leads 2-1 currently. McGuckin goes in for a high cross, now switches it to an outside single. And no points awarded to McGuckin as it happened just after the buzzer. 2-1, he leads going into the third period.
Now, I know you wrestled your freshman year, correct?
Yes.
How, you talk about the time difference, how long into the season did it take you to feel comfortable going from, a minute 30?
Minute and 30.
Up to the 2-minute periods?
Halfway through, maybe 3/4 into the season, it definitely took a lot. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Mr. Schulz, I didn't get many 6-minute matches. I most of the time got put on my back. I was not the greatest.
You were a younger guy, though, a freshman. Probably going against some older guys, I'm sure.
But probably 3/4 through the season, as that was a good mat return there by Joel Small. Small looking for a turn here. He's down 1. Got to get some kind of points. Good job staying in control. Now McGuckin gets his 1. Small needs a takedown to tie the match. He has 1 minute and 30 seconds to do it. We're going to take another look at the escape there from McGuckin. You see the way he just pushes his hands away from his hip to break the grip of Small. That's textbook wrestling 101 right there from McGuckin, the senior. Good shot there from Small. Good defense from McGuckin. Small has 1 minute to tie it, which is usually not the phrase. Minute to win it, more commonly said. And not a good shot there. Good defense from McGuckin. And 2 is awarded to McGuckin, and now makes it a 5-1 lead for Aiden McGuckin, the senior.
And it's probably very difficult to come back against not only an older wrestler, but to what you're saying, a pretty good technical wrestler. We're talking about McGuckin.
Good job reversing there on the switch from Joel Small, but McGuckin gets 1. Small is down by 3, so he'll either have a strategy of taking him down, letting him up, and taking it down for the tie, or taking him down and getting a quick turn, potentially for the win. Small shot. Tries to finish here. No good, and McGuckin in a solid position. He's up by 5. And that should do it for this one. Aiden McGuckin is victorious in the 150-pound match over Joel Small. He wins by regular decision, 8-3. Team score now 51-9 for the night. For the wave, excuse me. Take a look at that previous takedown. Good shot defense, really turns into offense there for McGuckin, the senior.
Now we go to our 157 match. Let's listen in.
Jaden Jordan coming out for the Knights against Taylor Donnelly. Jordan, a senior.
Donnelly coming in at 9-1. One of the featured wrestlers tonight.
157 is the weight class.
In our next to last match here tonight.
Single legs there, single legs there.
I would.
And shot in there by Donnelly. And now Jordan just has to belly down or else he's going to end up on his back. Luckily, the belly down there. Donnelly with a strong takedown. And the official resets him. Let's take another look at this right here. Good shot. Gets deep in on that shot. Not much resistance from Jordan. Didn't even have a chance to sprawl, and that was a really good shot. Caught Jordan off guard.
And that's where you want the pressure, and I guess it's like a kickback to try to defend against that.
Yeah, the sprawl. That's the technical term for the move. Is
Where's my notebook? I got to write down that terminology. Yeah, that's an example of something. I might use it the next time possibly, but as we get going, I might use it, but I'll forget about it next year.
Jordan looking to build a base. Donnelly looking for a turn now. He's got a half in there. And Donnelly going to get out to the side and try and run the half. Jordan defending pretty well. And peels the half away. Short time here, but Jordan's going to get turned. And 2 backs are awarded to Taylor Donnelly. Take a look at that turn right there. Good half thrown in deep, and he gets the turn right before the buzzer. In neutral here to start this second period. Jordan down 4-0. Good shot there from Donnelly. He gets a takedown and now catches Jordan on his back.
Yeah,
takedown right to his back, and that'll do it. Donnelly moves to 10-1 on the season. 57-9 the team score. Victorious by pinfall. Take another look at it. Really good shot, strong shot, and he just catches Jordan with that reverse half there to keep him on his back. Take another look at it. Final match of the night here, it's Christian Burton taking on Callie Hines in the 165 weight class. Hines, the junior, is 5-1 on the season, having a pretty good start to the year. Burton, a freshman, 2-7 on the new season. And Hines locks up a cradle now. Takedown right to the cradle. And that'll do it. Callie Hines advances to 6-1. And the final score of the match, the Wave win this one pretty handily, but a nice win at the end there for Sterling and through Callie Hines. Makes it a 57-15 victory for the Audubon Green Wave. As they shake hands to end it, we're going to take a look. Hines locks up a cradle here and does a nice job, gets his head in the side and runs it and just catches Burton right on his back. And we will have a post-game show to follow. We'll be right back right after this quick break.
You want to get set up here now?
Can I go to the bathroom?
getting late. I should really go to bed.
Girl, what are you worried about? Come on, it won't hurt if you stay up another hour.
You know what? You're right. It couldn't hurt to stay up for another hour or so. What? It's already 1 a.m.? I didn't even realize it was so late. I'm telling her I'm going to bed. Oh my god, it's 7 a.m. Oh my god, ow! Ugh. Mom, I'm running late. Don't forget to pick up the kids later. Alright, I gotta go. Have a good day.
Yeah, we talked about it on broadcast. You pop up.
And we are back here after a rough night for Sterling, but a good job by a few individual wrestlers. And Jacob Clark is with Anthony Gogolski.
Who's here with Anthony Gogolski here with a post-match interview. Anthony, great win today. You're having a pretty strong sophomore season. Talk about what it's like to make an impact as an underclassman.
It's amazing because, you know, me and the boys, we've been putting a lot of work in the room, and just to be a younger guy and influencing the team, it means a lot because we're the future of this program, and yeah, it just means a lot.
We shouted out your grandfather, who you told me was watching in from Maine. You obviously have a lot of wrestling background in your family. Talk about a little bit more about that.
Yeah, my grandfather, you know, I love that man to death. He's one of my heroes. He got me wrestling when I was a little kid, and he developed me into the man I was today, and even a better wrestler. He really started my wrestling journey off, and it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be wrestling.
And one final question for you, Anthony. What is next throughout this long season?
I'm just going to work on my conditioning, getting my cardio up, being better with setting up shots, changing the wrestlers' eyes and their vision to set up the shots, and looking forward to the postseason districts and helping my team out to win more matches.
Thank you, Anthony. Great match today. And next joining us is Kenny McArdle. Kenny, give us a little more insight about what was going through your head during the pin.
Honestly, I don't know. I just wanted to get him on his back. I know I had short time, so I was going. Just get him on his back and pin him, you know?
And being one of the underclassmen, talk about an impact that you can make at such a young age.
You know, just be a leader. You gotta be a role model to everyone, you know? Like, starting varsity last year, you learned from the big guys that you just gotta do what you gotta do, you know? You gotta be a leader. That's it.
One final question for you, Kenny. Talk about some of the experiences through the feeder program that helped you to where you are today.
Yeah, like the coaching, 100%. Like, your coaches are always there supporting you no matter what, you know? Everyone's supportive of everything. So, like, I had all my youth coaches here tonight helping me out. Matches in the youth program helped a lot. Get a lot of matches, get a lot of mat time, so, yeah.
Thank you, Kenny. Great match. Looking forward to seeing you for the rest of the season. And next, joined by Kali Hines. Kali, great match today. Give us a little bit of insight coming through with the pin towards the end of the match.
You know, towards the end of the match, went in there with a mindset, scared, because, you know, obviously. But after that, I just focused in, took my shot, finished strong. Everything strong and hard. There's always room for more improvement, too.
And talk about some of the early success. You're 6-1 on the year. We had you at 6-1. Talk about some of the early success that you had.
Early success, that comes from me having a good practice partner, which is Kenny. You know, we work hard, very, very hard in practice. So it just pays off on the mat.
And one final question. You're one of the more upperclassmen on the team. Talk about what it's like being a leader in the room.
You know, it's hard sometimes. Kids don't listen, but you gotta push them. And when I win, it pushes them to get better. So,
Thank you, Kali. Great match. Hoping to talk to you for the rest of the season. And that'll do it for this edition of Sterling Channel 19's coverage of Audubon versus Sterling. Audubon wins this one with a score of 57-15. Sterling with some victories here today, but that'll do it. Thank you to Mr. K, Mr. Schulz. I'm Jacob Clark, and the rest of our tech program. Thank you as always, and go Knights.